FilAm Star interviewed Oscar Ramirez Lucero, a San Jose State University student who was a recipient of last year's Santa Clara County Office of Immigrant Relations New Americans Fellowship Stipend, or NAF. Lucero went through an immersion program that allowed him to observe the county's diversity program and to make recommendations on how to improve the services for migrants.
My name is Oscar Ramirez. I'm currently at San Jose State. I'm studying applied and computational mathematics, and I'm 24 years old.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
How long have you been in this country?
It's going to be 20 years this December.
Oh, okay.
20 years.
What brought you to the U.S.?
In Mexico, in my home country, I was doing really well academically in schools. However, my parents felt that the current education system over there and my professors and teachers didn't appreciate my ability to learn. They would often put me in detention or keep me after class for saying the right answers before the teacher would, I was understimulated. I would, want to learn more in the class, but the teachers didn't want to appreciate that. There was also a growing danger around my city and my area, and my uncle has previously went to the United States, and my dad talked with my uncle, and they were talking about how a better school system there is over here, and a better living situation as well. So 20 years ago, my family and I went to the United States for education.
Computational math. What's the application for that? What work would you do?
Right. It's very broad. I'm focusing on discrete and computational mathematics, so that focuses on sort of the underlayer of software development and software engineering. So instead of we learn about programming and code, but we also learn about the mathematics behind the algorithms and the mathematics of computers and analyzing numbers, which can be used for business or all sorts of other applications.
So, have you set your sights on any specific U.S. company for that study?
Yeah, absolutely. I had some work interning for both Google and Apple.
Okay.
For both Google and Apple, and I was able to set up networks there, and hopefully after I finish with my degree, we can definitely set up something long term over there.
Okay. So tell us, how did you qualify for the New Americans Fellowship Program? When did you get in?
So I did the New American Fellowship last summer of 2021. And I applied through, my eligibility was through going to Santa Clara School and living in Santa Clara. So I currently live in Santa Clara, and I attend San Jose State for university.
How did you find out about the program?
It was through news networks like this. My Spanish language news networks talked about this in a segment, and my mother said I should apply, and I did so.
And here you are now.
Here I am, yes.
So, did you get the stipend, and how are you going to use it?
Yeah, definitely. The stipend helped a whole lot. I was planning to work during the summer, but being able to attend and be part of this program allowed me to do great work for the community, as well as get paid way more than a summer job or a part-time job.
Yes.
And allowed me to collect funds to pay for my next semesters at school, which definitely grateful for that.
Okay. In your neighborhood or work or in school, what do you think is or are the problems that excludes immigrants from making decisions on issues that impact their lives and life? For yourself, from your point of view, which is the biggest problem in your community that excludes immigrants?
Definitely, it's. I believe it's the lack of access to information and lack of representation, and I believe that comes from a little bit of the fear of immigrant families not wanting to be pretty loud in where they live based on their situation. They don't want to be afraid of being persecuted or or get their lives changed because they wanted to speak up about something. So I believe people don't have the knowledge of sort of like the protections that governments can give to our immigrant families, and therefore stay quiet and don't participate in like city hall hearings or maybe surveys and questionnaires that the county goes out to communities to ask because they don't want to participate, because they don't want to endanger their lives.
Okay. So now that with NAF under your belt and hopefully you're fully equipped now, how are you going to change that situation personally?
Right. So through NAF, I was able to make a lot of great connections to a lot of community centers, community leaders, and I have a lot of emails and phone numbers and contacts of people that do great work around the community and great work with our immigrant population. These, the networks, I would have never have known how to reach out or get connected with them. So thanks to this program, I'm able to be able to reach out, and me as a undocumented a person with a family can reach out to these people and say, hey, my family is sort of dealing with this. I know other undocumented families sort of have these questions. Is there any way we can work with the community to address these issues? And definitely having those networks and contacts are a big help.
Specifically, which agencies in the county are you speaking about for those connections and those resources?
Right. So there's this specifically through sort of our networking and interviewing with different community members. There's this school in San Jose called Escuela Popular. It's
I know that place.
Do you know that place? It's a really good school. A lot of people don't know, but it allows people who didn't finish their high school degrees to work to get their high school diplomas, not their GEDs, not only their GED, but their actual high school diplomas, even if they didn't graduate from a high school. Maybe they came from another country, didn't finish their high schools, they want to come and finish that up. They can do that at Escuela Popular, which is really helpful. And their community resource outreach representative, his name is Roger Regarin. He's a really good advocate for a lot of immigration issues, and he's helped a lot of community members, a lot of teachers that work at the school, and me, myself personally, with a lot of immigration questions, and just all sorts of outreach that, anyone in my family or anyone I know that's also undocumented, I send them to that resource to get any questions done and things like that.
The unfortunate thing is undocumented people can't vote.
That's right.
Short of not being able to vote, what else do you think can we do so that immigrants can be included in policy making? What do you think? What else can we do? If you can't vote, what else can you do?
Yeah, through this program, I sort of learned that our allies are our best friends, and being loud and using advocacy to sort of talk about your story, let people know, put a face behind the word, immigrant, you know what I mean, and allow our allies to see what we need, see our work, and see what we do in our community, so that they can use their voices that they can use and take that to the polling booth and definitely make changes that they've seen or heard with their immigrant population that in their city.
Yeah, this coming election year, for instance, is there any idea that pops up into your mind about what else we can do? What the situation is. We've had 4 years of that, and what else can we do about that? In time for the election.
Right. I think the biggest thing is perseverance. Definitely, immigration is a big issue and a big sort of talking point for many politicians. But yeah, just mostly perseverance and keep going with speaking about your story to our allies and putting immigrants in the light that they should be put in, for sure.
Do you have any personal message? Thinking about the program and what you might advise people who might want to apply. What do you think you would advise them to do?
I think that people who are able to apply and join the program should definitely make their attempt to do that. This program is very helpful for anyone who wants to grow their network and learn about the inner workings of the government, and also find sort of value in being an immigrant in the United States, and see that there's a lot of people who want to foster immigrants and help you grow and achieve all sorts of things.
The New Americans Fellowship is on its 6th year. Previously, only DACA recipients applied for the NAF program. This year, VAWA recipients, U&T visa holders, TPS, asylum and refugee status holders, can also apply. Filipinos who fit the qualifications can apply until the extended deadline on April 15, 2022. For details, please visit their website at www.sccoir.org/NAF.